What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and I'm going to give you a quick list of nootropics that I took on my last vacation. And we'll kind of just briefly talk about taking nootropics on vacation and how you should go about it. Let's do a minute and a half of Product Pro, and then we will get right to the video. Our sponsors for this wonderful broadcast are ourselves. We've got powerful products. Number one, we got a stack. A nootropic stack that turns the lights on. It's called Cortex. It's got uridine, CDP, choline, artichoke extract, bacopa monnieri in it. What we tried to do is create a natural stack that was comparable to modafinil. We have scored. That's our customers' words, not ours. Folks just love the Cortex stack. I got my brain back. Now I can think again. My verbal fluency is on point. My speed of processing is on point. My memory works again. I can focus now. These are all testimonials from the many hundreds, at this point, thousands of customers that have purchased the Cortex stack. It's been in the market for almost 2 years now. People love the Cortex stack. Get it at livecortex.com. That stack right now, without a coupon code, is $27. We just lowered the price. We just lowered it to $27 until we re-up on a new batch of Cortex because we got some inventory left, and we got to move it. Our loss is your gain. $27 at livecortex.com. I did the whole minute and a half basically on Cortex so quickly. We've got 5 digital nootropic stack lists that give you stacks for focus, stacks for speed of processing, stacks for motivation, stacks for cognitive endurance. We got stacks with modafinil, aniracetam, adrafinil, pramiracetam. Everything else in between are in our digital guides. Get them at livecortex.com. And that's it. Okay, so we'll skip we have a nootropics consulting service. I don't want to take up all this time for products. Get it at livecortex.com. All right, so the last vacation I took was to the Jersey Shore. I live in Pennsylvania, and I took to the Jersey Shore. It was like right at the end of the summer, and it was like a 3-4 day trip just to get away from everything and see the beach. I love taking those trips. While I was there, I brought some nootropics, but there's a strategy that I like to use that I think is important to talk about when I travel that makes it very easy to take nootropics, where if I have to break a scale out, I will, and a capsule maker out, but largely I'm bringing stuff that I can take sublingually and just stuff that's really easy, and maybe even stuff with like small measuring spoons that I know exactly how much milligram quantity is going to be in those measuring spoons when I put the powder in there, so I don't even bring a scale in some cases, or I won't break the scale out in cases where I do bring the scale. So that's the overarching point. I would say, in taking vacations, for me, I take sort of working vacations, so that's why I take nootropics during them. If I went to Virginia Beach for a week or something, I probably wouldn't take, and I was just going to drink and hang out and eat some food and see the water, I probably wouldn't take nootropics. I would maybe take preventative stuff. I would take brain performance preservative stuff, and that would be Alcar, ALA, L-tyrosine, things of this nature would be where I'd be at. Any kind of solid antioxidants is really where I want to be focused, which is ALA, and then Alcar for brain energy, and then preserving neurons from oxidative damage from alcohol. But I needed to work on this one. I was like dealing with a proposal for a client, an executive for doing consulting on nootropics, and a few other things, responding to some emails and stuff. That's just stuff I had to do. So I was taking nootropics to get my brain good. So here's what they were. Number one, I was taking coliracetam. Coliracetam is one of the easiest, most convenient nootropics you can take because 5 to 50 milligrams is the dose range roughly. I do well at 15 milligrams and or 10 milligrams sublingually. 15 milligrams capsule, 10 milligrams sublingually. It improves this thing called high affinity choline uptake. Basically draws choline into neurons for synthesis for acetylcholine, which is way different than how the other racetams work. That's why it's kind of different and cool. It's not very powerful and stimulatory, but it is noticeably improvative. I just notice a massive improvement in verbal fluency, working memory, processing capacity. I actually feel smarter when I take coliracetam. So that's one thing, and I'll dose it sublingually, or I have a measuring spoon that I know what 15 to 20 milligrams of coliracetam is, or of any powder, so I just put it in there, throw it down, and that's it. The next individual nootropic that I take is uridine monophosphate in 100 milligram clips. It's one of my favorite strategies ever. So you could take it sublingually. Uridine monophosphate's mildly acidic. You might want to water it down, a little bit of water. And so I've been known to either take 100 milligrams sublingual uridine monophosphate, or just 100 milligrams, put it in a capsule. In that case, I will definitely measure it because I think it's important with uridine. and then throw it down. The difference isn't really all that substantial. I mean, the sublingual dose is certainly more powerful, onset's quicker, but uridine is so powerful that you could take uridine monophosphate, like capsuled or whatever, without taking it sublingually in 100 milligram quantities, and most folks are going to respond extremely well to it. So uridine was my second nootropic that I was taking during this time. Third one was a Drafenil, believe it or not. I didn't want to bring modafinil. I didn't want to kind of bring it with me. I had gotten it from Hab Pharmaceuticals and in India, I believe. So I'm not sure about I just didn't want to carry it around. I didn't have a script for it. And so I was just taking a Drafenil. And so a Drafenil is easy. That's the thing about a Drafenil. You can weigh it out. You can put it in a capsule. It's not a whole lot. For me, the dose range is 100 to 250 milligrams on a Drafenil. I'm done, I'm in, got energy, brain performance is on. The next combination was, I wish I had it around me, it's in my kitchen right now, is I do this for purposes of traveling and purposes of convenience. I have very many pre-made stacks, both commercial nootropic blends and just like pre-capped nootropic compounds. And it's a combination that we talked about pretty recently of Alcar and theacrine. So I have Alcar in 500 milligram capsules, and then I got theacrine in 100 milligram capsules. And so I'll take a 500 milligram Alcar capsule and then theacrine in 100 milligrams, just throw those capsules down and I'm on my way and I'm in. And that's it. That's what I used on my last vacation. And that's kind of like I think how folks could use nootropics on a vacation. Those are good ones because they cover everything. You sort of get all brain function you need from those nootropics. But the best part about it is we're not doing a gram of oxyracetam. We're not breaking out 700 milligrams of aniracetam. We're doing 20 milligram doses of coliracetam, 100 milligram doses of uridine monophosphate. We're taking 2 capsules of Alcar and theacrine, right? It's not some significant thing. And we're weighing out 100 to 150 or 200 milligrams of Drafenil, putting it in a capsule, and then going to town. Okay, so convenience is important. Not having to weigh out a bunch of crap is important when you're doing vacations. And yeah, I was on a working vacation and I needed extra brain performance above baseline, so I was taking nootropics, wanted to share it with you. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. All right, again, if you've been thinking about getting a bottle of the mighty, powerful Cortex nootropic stack, which by the way is a great strategy to take when you're out. I just didn't because I had uridine with me because uridine is the main component of Cortex. Right now, again, our loss is your gain. We've got to move inventory. We're getting new inventory in. Price dropped to $27 on a bottle of Cortex. There's no coupon code or anything, just $27. That's what it costs right now. Get it at livecortex.com if you want to turn on focus and motivation and speed of processing. All of our digital guides, same deal. Get them at livecortex.com. If you want access to stacks that turn the lights on insane. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm superfluously putting forth some hypey bullshit. The stacks in there we give to Fortune 500 executives. And they get 25% more done when they're taking the stacks than they do versus baseline. If you look at the realm and the spectrum of productivity, especially within the enterprise, that's a lot more productivity than usual. Those stacks work. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com. Rock on. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Balla here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function, take the Cortex Stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex Stack does. Moving right along, the aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it, we delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the nootropic stacks for the business professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, Alcar stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the Racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every Racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major Racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. in that racetam. There's 8 major nootropic racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the NuPep Pro Stack List. The NuPep Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying NuPep nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of NuPep stacks that are highly effective, pro-level, specific brain state inducing type of NuPep stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.